with his bird's eye view and a brain to match is Mr. Know-It-All.
Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, depending on where and when you're watching this podcast. I'm Thomas Fessa, my friends, and this is Disclosure Tonight. Happy Monday, August 17th, 2026. My God, where's the year gone? But I tell you what, we got more stuff to talk about tonight and got a great interview as well. Someone who witnessed three orbs following a plane head by McCarran Airport in Las Vegas. But before I get a hold of myself, let me go ahead and welcome in the audience and see who the heck is out there. Why? Because it's a live show. We got to welcome in the live audience. Let's see who's out there. All right. We got the Greasy Weasels at the top of the poll again, followed by Andrew Davies. We got Aussie and Banana Bowie. Brains is in the chat along with Chief Von Beef, or Chief McBeef as some people call you. Great guy, though. Got to welcome in Chan 3D and Daily Sage and Donna. Daryl is here, of course, along with D. Henderson, Digger Dog, Double XK. I need to increase the volume. Okay, who else is there? Dragon Riders out there along with Elvis Roten. We got Firefly, Frozen Lemon, Geraldine DeRazio, Grateful, Benny. We got Guitar Man from MTX. Good to see you, my friend. H.E. Garcia's out there along with Hudson. We got Liz and JJ and Joey and Jonathan Willis. Good to see you, Juan Rodriguez, along with Kelly Burrow and her piercing blue eyes. Good to see you, Kelly. Light Melinda's out there along with Lori G, Lucas, Matt, and Max. We got Megan and Michael and MK. Awesome. Mr. Joey B's out there along with Mr. Ram, Niles Guy, and NYC Elevator Guys out there as well. We got Obscured Future, Psychosomatic Addict, Insane, and Rainstorm, and Roni. Good to see you guys. We got Robert Vargas out there along with Sandy and Scooby and Scott and Shelly and Stank and Steady. Good to see you, Steve. We got Supercharged Land Cruiser, Tamisha, the Fantasy Football Master, and the Truth Master. Fuck. All right. You got to the end before we could say everything. Who else do we have out here? We got Truth Master, Troy, good to see you. Viper Tech, we got Wasteland Wonder, Wendy Joe, Wile E. Underwood. Good to see you, my friends. Along with Wishbone and Yellow Tommy Tanker, also known as Andy. Well, he must be back from vacation. Good to see him again. Let's go ahead and get into the studio. And yeah, don't shoot the UFOs down. We've gone from shoot the UFOs down to now don't shoot the UFOs down. And Avi is finally coming around. I never thought that would happen. Fuck. What are we going to do? That's right. We are not sponsored by Avi Loeb, friends. Yes. When you're in your personal time, you need a good time. Always think of Avi. On that note, let's go ahead and look to the back and say those three words. Mike. How the hell are you?
Oh, I'm doing well. And yeah, it looks like for our Monday show, we have a lot to talk about tonight.
How about that? we were fucking bitching and moaning, convetching, and saying, what the hell are we going to talk about today? Earlier in the day,
we were saying, yeah, it was fucking dead out there.
Yeah,
and it's going to be, we got to come up with some content, but it seems like we did, so this will be interesting.
Yeah, I tell you what's dead. I'm dead. I fixed the oven.
I know.
The oven, the touch panel on it broke, and I had to tear the whole thing down. What a fucking mess. The instructions are wrong, of course, but AI helped save my ass and got it all together, took it all apart, and I even fixed one of the crazy burners we have on this thing to make it go ahead and work. It seemed like a piece popped out of it. Get the whole thing, put it back together, and the two middle burners now don't want to ignite.
That usually happens.
Oh, I fixed two things, and I got two things that are broken out of it. But they do work. Just the igniters don't work. It's kind of like when the cable, when they're out of the oven, the range top, they go tick, 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 tick just fine. As soon as I push them down in, like a half an inch more, they stop working, and I can hear the little motherfucker arcing against something else underneath. So there's a special way that they pack those fucking cables underneath that range top that I will eventually figure out.
Yes, but it's trial and error, like most things.
Yeah.
Right. You'll get it.
Yeah, it's one of those days, one of those things. So yes, we've got a great interview today. We've got a secret friend popping in today by way of Anonymous Rex, who will actually be on the show tonight, Mike. I'm actually surprised. It's a good thing.
Oh yeah, first time. Yeah.
He's coming out from the back, so it'll be a good thing. All right, so before we move too far along, we've got some clips here of Avi Loeb. Where is that at? Yes. Avi Loeb is speaking out, Mike, against shooting the UFOs down. Now, Avi's spoken out against it. We've spoken out against it first. Lou Elizondo has spoken out against it. It's not really the best idea. Now, there are some people out there who are really pissed, saying if we're shooting down the things that are going ahead and abducting us, then do it all together. But do we really know what these things have technology-wise, and is it really that safe to go ahead and figuring out the long-term consequences?
Probably not, which is why Lou doesn't think it's a good idea. Like you said, we pointed out to the audience countless times, it wouldn't be a good idea to do that. And now Avi is finally getting with the program and getting the message, it seems like.
It seems like he's coming around.
About fucking time.
Yeah, especially for something he's not getting paid for. So
right,
maybe he sees the good coming out of it. So let's get to this short clip here, and then we've got another interview of Avi that we're going to watch, and then we'll get on to our special interview. So let's get to this, shall we?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Let's get to it. Here we go.
If UAP orbs represent alien technology, we should be careful at downing them for both ethical and safety reasons. If their intention is benign, there is no reason to engage with them aggressively. Moreover, intelligent beings could retaliate and harm us after we engage in an offensive act. The wise response to unrecognized visitors is to first figure out their intent and capabilities. This can be done passively by collecting data about them. If UAP orbs represent alien technology, we should be careful.
So yeah, he spells it out. We need to be careful. But here's the thing, Mike. There's 80 years of cover-up that's out there. The government may have an idea what's going on, but they're not sharing it in an unclassified manner, are they?
No, not at all. Not one bit. We heard Dr. Phil talking about that recently as well. So hopefully he can get the president's ear and let him know what it feels like with these drops we've gotten so far, of what it feels like to have someone piss on your leg and tell you it's raining.
Well, yeah, in that particular instance, it's like, don't tell me when it's raining while you're pissing on my leg. No,
right.
Tell me the fucking truth. Right.
So we need more context with these drops, and so far we haven't gotten it. Hopefully that'll change.
Yeah, one step at a time I take. God, where the fuck did this thing do? God damn it. Oh, yeah.
I haven't heard Avi criticize the drops yet. We heard Dr. Phil criticize it. We've criticized it. But I haven't heard Avi say one disparaging word about what we've gotten out of these drops yet. Maybe he'll also start to get the message and make points about that.
Well, Mike, in your absence on Saturday when Daryl was here, we actually played a clip about that from Avi Loeb.
I must have missed that.
Yeah. I guess, Daryl, if you're here, let's make sure national security is set up and working.
I'm still here. I'm here.
Take your
drinking. Take your drinking.
There we go. All right. Get back to it. Here we go.
American people are ready to receive the truth.
Humanity is not
correct this. Make it a little bit larger. There we go. We got
the only intelligence in the universe.
Humanity. Hold on. They're going to be playing stuff from the age of disclosure. They're going to hit us with a fucking copyright.
Humanity is not the.
For decades, UFOs or UAPs were largely dismissed as science fiction and conspiracy theory. But not anymore. As you just saw, the Age of Disclosure documentary put extraordinary claims about UAPs back into the spotlight. Steven Spielberg's Disclosure Day made a splash at the box office this summer. And now even Time magazine is putting the mystery front and center, saying America is finally taking extraterrestrials seriously. This week, Secretary of State Marco Rubio also weighed in.
I don't know who it is, I don't know what it is, but there are things flying over our military installation and they're not ours, and we should look into this, be serious about it.
So what are we actually seeing in our skies? Well, there's a new UAP Science Advisory Council trying to answer that very question with science. Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb is in charge, and this week we sat down in his office at Harvard University to separate facts.
Holy shit. I know it's a camera angle, but is Lara Trump that much taller than Avi?
She is tall.
Oh my God. Wow.
By the way, Avi gets all his women in this old telescope. Anna Paulina Luna was sitting in this old telescope.
I was thinking the same thing.
Does he have
Anna was
drinks
about
or
the
something?
same height as Avi, though.
Right.
Okay.
From fiction. For 80 years, people have been so interested in what we used to call UFOs, we now call UAPs. We now have 5 unprecedented releases of tranches of information from the Pentagon, these disclosures. Do you actually think we are in a time where we may actually identify what these objects are?
There is one thing that all Americans are interested in, and that is, are we alone? Mm-hmm. This question appeals to both sides of the political spectrum. And the other, of course, thing that everyone agrees on is the importance of national security. So if we see...
Oh, hold on.
Drink up, everybody.
Daryl, ready?
Clingy.
Take your drinky. There you go, folks. Or whenever you hear the word national security, you know what that means on Disclosure Tonight Bar and Grill. Here we go.
Thomas, why does it look like you and I are climbing up over the bottom of the screen?
The what?
Why does it look like you and I are climbing up over the bottom of the screen? Like...
We always hang out at the bottom of the screen.
No. I can only see from your armpits up, and you can only see from my lips up.
No, we can see from your chest up. I mean, I could go ahead and go higher and say, hey, no, I'm chopped off. I'm chopped off at the desk.
Yeah, you're chipped off. Well, no. Okay.
The objects
maybe it's
hovering over strategic assets, and we don't know what they are, we need to figure them out. And that's common sense. And I'm really delighted that the Trump administration decided to open up this subject to scientific inquiry. And we already are seeing some very unusual information coming out from the U.S. government. Wait.
I got to do this really quick. In a breaking UFOs alert, outside of this video, Avi Loeb, as part of the Scientific Council, has asked for 50 videos that have already been released by the federal government to be re-released with all the different information and text so the scientists can actually start figuring out what the fuck is going on, because they're over, if you want to call it redaction of data, and the videos they're releasing. Great, we see some things moving around, but if we can't get the base of the size or get the base of how fast these things are moving or how far away they are away, it's like watching a light bright versus actually creating a scientific analysis of it.
Oh, you mean disclosure dots?
Haven't seen.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Which is what they've been giving us so far.
Yep. Let's see where it goes. I mean, even Lou, when I met with him, said, yeah, we're trying to work to try and get around some of this stuff because you can't figure out what's going on. So something we'll ask him on Wednesday.
We will, yeah.
Seen clear evidence for alien technology, and so the only question is, are there residents other than ours on our cosmic street, in our cosmic neighborhood? And it's completely reasonable to assume that they are out there, because the sun formed in the last 1/3 of cosmic history. We're late to the party. Other stars, most of them, formed billions of years before the sun. And just imagine our civilization 1 billion years from now. For us, it's finding the neighbors is a way of learning about our technological future.
So I want to look at some of these declassified videos from the Pentagon with you and just get your response to what we're seeing here. So we'll start here with this one.
Right. So this is an unidentified object which is moving in unusual ways. We cannot infer the speed of the object because we don't know the distance, but it was flagged as unidentified because it cannot be explained as a balloon or a drone in a simple way.
Which makes you believe that these are not human-made objects, that maybe they're something else. So I'm going to look at one more video here with you that was released by the Pentagon.
You notice he didn't push back on that. Normally he would.
Yes. You're right.
See what we have here. I mean, that doesn't look, Avi, like any craft I've ever seen flying around.
That's right.
Right, the shape and,
That's right.
as you say, the way it moves. And I think when you talk to some of the military personnel who have seen a lot of these firsthand, they'll say they've never seen something like this.
Right, but there was one case where we were able to watch the object moving on the background of the region that we identified through Google Maps and Google Earth. And so we could use it as a chessboard to figure out how fast the object is moving. And it looked like the object was moving at a speed similar to that of missiles, for example, human-made missiles, and had roughly the size of a missile. However, none of the missiles being used by the US government matched exactly that object. And sometimes it's a question of whether adversarial nations have black projects that we don't know about, so we need to figure it out.
Recently, the council that you head up actually gave some recommendations to the government in terms of what you would like to see maybe our military utilize. So what would you like to see them using?
So the most unusual incidents involve orbs. They were moving in ways that are not characteristics. For example, they lasted for hours, much longer than military flares last. And they didn't look like drones. And the question is, what are they? And such orbs were seen in many places. And so we need to get more data on them. So my council recommended the use of new sensors that can be deployed at these locations. For example, with multiple cameras, you can triangulate and figure out the distance to an object. And in addition, we recommended taking a spectrum of the light reflected or emitted by these orbs so we can figure out their composition. We also recommended some other instruments that would tell us more. And altogether, we gave a list of sensors that we hope to deploy in partnership with government in the coming months. Because especially if there are any materials that these orbs shed, we can analyze them and immediately tell whether we are dealing with.
Let me just deal with Mike. Someone made him a moderated contributor. Who's our mods? I'd like to know who.
Yeah, it wasn't me. I saw that.
I need to fix this. Make a contributor.
It wasn't me on the bathroom floor.
I don't think it was.
He's a moderated contributor. So next time he pops back in, he should be okay.
He's in.
You guys already see the games that are about to be played, right?
Yeah, now you're back. Good, yeah. Oh, that was somebody else. That wasn't you.
No, I told you last time I went, this is what happens. But anyways, go ahead.
With alien technologies, or at the very least, materials that came from outside the solar system.
Avi, the naysayers out there, the people who say, oh, the government is hiding something. The council has actually asked for more information. You guys want more. What is it that you're asking for from the government now?
Yeah, we asked for more than 50 items of information.
This is exactly what I was just talking about. Here we go.
Asking for from the government now.
Yeah, we asked for more than 50 items of information about known incidents. And some of the information is classified because of the sensors that were used to collect the data. It's not so much the targets that are classified, but it's the sensors, because we don't want adversarial nations to be aware of the quality of the sensors we have, especially satellite imaging. And so we might not be able to declassify data collected by classified sensors, but the hope is that we can collect new data with sensors that are not classified. That's my hope. I'm like a kid. If you want to, I mean, anyone that knows me from early on would testify that I haven't changed. I'm just like a kid, and I want to figure things out. I don't care what people say about me, how many likes I get, doesn't matter. But
I'm curious. And all the naysayers that say, oh, this is nothing, there is nothing to look. And by the way, they could be critics or skeptics that think that there is nothing out there to investigate. That represents most of the scientific community. And it could be believers who say, we don't need evidence, we already know the answer. For both of them, I say, you are not curious. The foundation of science is the curiosity and the humility to learn. It's not the arrogance of expertise, saying to people, we know what it is. I mean, that's not really what it's about.
You were the co-founder of the Galileo Project, which basically scans the skies for extraterrestrial technology. You have 3 telescopes. One of them is on the top of the sphere in Las Vegas. Have you seen anything in this project so far that maybe you can't explain?
Last time we heard it, you said we ain't found shit.
Right. That's right. And if he's talking about people who are not curious, according to him, he should be looking a lot closer to home with Michael Shermer.
Exactly. So let's see how he takes us now.
We are analyzing data as we speak. We are triangulating, not just the sphere. There are other units that are about 7 miles away from the sphere, and we are looking at every object from different directions to see how fast it's moving. So we are in the process of...
I think we're getting a feedback from you, Daryl, for some reason.
Yeah.
Looking for unusual objects. Haven't found any as of yet. I told my research team that if they see anything unusual, they should wake me up in the middle of the night.
Well, I know you have a telescope here that we are going to go check out, and I cannot wait to see it with you. So,
oh God, she can't wait to see Avi's telescope. Is it going to be big enough for her?
Let's go see.
Let's go.
Okay, well, Avi, this is a very old telescope. This is, you said, from the 1850s, built here at Harvard. You know, whenever you think about all that has happened and all that we have seen in this space, you are at the very center of it right now.
If we discover that we have a more accomplished neighbor, we can learn from their technologies, science, and it will bring a sense of humility. You know, traditionally religions brought a sense of humility by delivering the message that there is a being out there that is superhuman. But it may well be that there are many such civilizations that are more accomplished than we are because they had the benefit of time and maybe they have bigger brains. At any event, we can learn from them. And if they arrived at our backyard, it will inspire us to go to their backyard. Not just go to Mars, which is another rock next to Earth, but actually leave the solar system so that humanity will become interstellar. And it will bring humanity to a better place, where maybe a place where we realize that we are all in the same boat and we should work together towards a better future. Because when there is a neighbor knocking on our door, you know, all family members...
oh, Mike, it's not the neighbor. It's the parent saying, what are you doing in there? Why are you in the bathroom for the last hour? Get out of there.
With anybody with a teenager knows exactly what that's like.
Oh, exactly. Mm-hmm. It's more like the parent than it is the neighbor.
Right. Exactly.
Quiet down in their loud arguments and perhaps come together in an effort to figure out who this stranger is.
Well, I call it a stranger, but it may be a friend. You never know, Mike.
Thomas?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just so you know, the feedback you heard was me signing in from the back on my phone. If you look at your messages, you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm sure everybody else must see the same thing. In the back chat, YouTube looks fine. But in case our guest thinks we're cutting him off explicitly just because I am.
So what are we seeing?
You can only see like a quarter of the image of your guest. It's like the bottom is cut off too.
Oh, you need to make your window wider.
I did. Dude, I did.
Okay,
I've done
so
everything.
yeah, okay. So the thing is, on Google, if you're watching, if you're on a PC, you have to go to the 3 dots. At the top of the 3 dots, there's something called Adjust View.
Yep, I did all that.
Go to Adjust View and change it to Sidebar.
Yep. I did that.
Yours doesn't show sidebar.
No, it's doing it on mine too, Thomas.
Ask anybody.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and jump in.
You can always just pin my video of it.
Can I jump in?
It's Google. It's not us, Daryl. You know that. This is how Google operates sometimes with that interface.
They've done upgrades. It's August. They do upgrades every August.
I've never seen that app.
Yeah, Can I say something?
Yeah.
I just got a phone call from somebody connected to what I'm going to talk about. I denied their call and immediately got dropped from the meeting. And so I can't help but think there's a reason for this happening. But just do your best to change the format. Tim knows. Tim has verified this has happened multiple times.
Well, and I saw when you were sitting back on the couch, someone trying to jump into the show with someone that looked like you.
Also, I apologize to cut off, but everything you guys are typing right now on our back chat, all our private discussions are going outbound. I can see. So not that there's anything secret we're talking about, but
usually the back chat is turned on. It's turned off at this point, so no one should be able to chat.
Okay, I'm just letting you know it's being viewed. So anyways, we'll go through. Dude, I'm just telling you what this is.
That's fine. I'm just
this
making
is the stupid reason I don't do this shit, but like it's what it is. So
come on, you've been outside of my house 2:45 in the morning. At least have the presence to knock on the door and ask for some coffee or tea.
Anyways, just give you the heads up. Everything, there's no secrets here. So there you go.
That's a great introduction for you, Mike. Welcome to the show, my friend. Oh, wait a minute. You can't drink alone. You got a cheers, my friend.
I got a beer.
There you go. Cheers, my friend.
Let's go, brother.
Take your drink. You know,
family.
All right.
This stuff frustrates me to no end because obvious reasons. But go ahead.
Oh. Apparently I'm an asshole, but I know how to take this stuff pretty well and roll with it.
It doesn't mean you're not an asshole. Probably are. I'm an asshole. I'm a well-known asshole, but
oh god, yeah. I come from a long line of assholes. My dad was an asshole. His dad was an asshole, and his brothers were assholes. And it's like, my God, we're surrounded by assholes, but that's a good thing. All right, so we got some videos here. Okay, so let's do a rewind before we get there. You were someone who was working somewhere at some time.
Can I give my intro?
Yeah, please do.
Okay. 4-year Air Force veteran, crash fire rescue, 10-year contractor for the Defense Department, working crash recovery projects all over America. 6 years, 7 years at Edwards Air Force Base, crash fire rescue, retired 2022 disability, broke my neck and a bunch of other shit. So that's my background. That's all I'll say about that. But trained observer, crash fire rescue, picking up burned off airplanes, crashes. That's all I did for like 20 something years.
Right. So something goes down, they're going to send you to go get it.
Correct.
Very cool.
Also, as a point of, I watched the Avi Loeb video and they're like, we've never seen anything like this before. Audience, remember what you just watched and now watch my videos. Go ahead.
Well, we haven't seen these things for the longest time. I mean, I've got
compare what the Defense Department released to what you're about to see that I personally took. And then say you've never seen it before.
Hold on. It'll take me a second to find it.
How about that? Tim's already like, yes, this is why I told you to come on the show. I'm like, I don't do UFOs, Timmy. He's like, do it. So here we are.
Hold on.
Don't tell me they hacked into your computer, Thomas, and deleted them.
They deleted my entire cloud. So we'll see what they do here.
Okay. Well, I'll show you this something really quick. Yours is cool because it involves a commercial airliner.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go ahead to here before we get to your stuff and bring this up. All right. This is over Malta. In 2021, they had an air show. This air show goes on every single year. We've got 2 jet fighters, one that's going to be right around here. They're from the Red Arrows from the United Kingdom. And when they're doing this maneuver, they're moving at it's set about 450 miles per hour, right? So as you're getting, the 2 jets just passed each other, right? You got one jet going this way, another jet going that way. Just as, let's just zoom in. if you look right here, up in this little disclosure dot that's flying around, this flies in from all the way up in the upper corner. Oh, this ain't a bird. Watch. It's going to come in. It's going to go within 15 feet of the plane itself, level off.
Wow. Okay.
And then go ahead and then shoot off to the right of the frame. Right? So this object is making these maneuvers. I also have that same object hovering above one of the cranes and just sitting there in the sky, spinning at the same rate it's spinning.
The problem is it doesn't cross. The problem is it doesn't cross.
The paths
don't cross? It doesn't actually cross the airframe. It could be in the foreground. That's the only problem I have with this.
I've got video clips of these when they're in the foreground.
You see what I'm saying? That could be a mile closer than the aircraft and appear bigger. So because it doesn't cross the airframe, it's really hard to make that one.
I've got clips of them when they're up close in the same clip. They first fly off, fly across the top of the screen. One goes across, shoots all the way into the back, and it goes around. Then a couple seconds later, it then comes back and goes down and intercepts the plane and flies off.
And you cannot play this in full speed because you wouldn't see it.
Because this is 240 frames a second, but it's being played back at 60 frames a second.
I still think the behavior exhibited is bird-like, but obviously I don't know. But that would be my professional
If you look
opinion.
at the object as it's moving, it's literally tumbling. There's no wings popping out, nothing going on.
I don't think we can get that from the details, but if you're getting that, I'm not going to argue with you. I don't know.
Right. Wrong place. I've got it when it's closer up. And this is actually scaled up and everything now, and I'm just running it from there. Either way, I just wanted to go ahead and say, you've got stuff, different things, but there is video out there of events like this. Now, this was taken by the director of Love Island.
I think the Avi Loeb video we just watched is closer to what I'm showing.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
I really do.
This is something else.
But I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So now we've got that out of the way. Let's check out your stuff. So we've got I'm
not sure which one this is. Hey guys, you guys watching this, just understand. I was having my two kids in the car and I saw this and I was like, no, what the hell? It's a drone. And then I was like, wait, there's three of them. And then I was like, I'm going to film this and send it to my friends. And every single one of them is going to say, it's a drone, it's a bird, it's whatever. So what I did was like, hey, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to film from 3 points in the valley that are established by latitude, longitude for triangulation along with AWS. And then I'll change the grade of how we look at it. And then we'll have the argument. So here we go.
This is the video that goes, it says original video at the bottom.
Yes,
it says
I'm
zoomed
driving.
in, high contrast.
So every effect that I had on the actual outcome is put on the bottom of the screen.
Right.
So when it says original, that's an iPhone, I believe, 14 or 14, I believe. iPhone 14 Pro originally through the windshield of my Tesla or whatever, I forget what car I had been. But and we're in Las Vegas, Southwest Valley.
And actually, you have another video before we get to that actually shows what's going on, right?
Yeah, there's multiple in there, but yeah. So I did the due diligence because the first thing I thought was Mick West, and it's weird because I'm not in this world, but I'm friends with Tim. So I know how people debunk this stuff. So I'm like, how do I prove to people this is real, that I'm viewing it? I'm a trained observer, and I'm going to give them all the data, the metadata, triangulation, 3 different points of view, like to make sure you know. And also, I didn't make it public, so I don't care.
Right.
So there's no motivation. So take it for what it is, but it's complete.
So what are we looking at here with regards to the video? I guess we're showing
the flight number. I went back and looked. This is about an hour after I got home, and I pulled up. I have a membership to AWS, right? And so I can pull up the flight tracking. I actually have more than this. I have the American Airlines flight that was trailing him, and my buddy at Air Traffic Control told me that they killed the comms where he asked what the orbs were. And I have the air traffic control actual video with the traffic timestamp, UTC, everything. So the flight was the DL4132 here. So you can see a flight path. And what this does is it proves without question that there was nothing squawking civilian, drone or otherwise, in the area of the flight path that would have been where these three objects were.
Right. It's complete. It's completely void of it as it takes off from the airport, McCarran Airport. It loops around the frickin' sphere and stuff, and then starts shooting out towards Summerlin area.
Summerlin, the Red Rock Mountains.
Yeah.
Down through Spring, and then the LA flight path. Probably, I didn't see.
Have you ever been to the national park up there?
Of course, I've been everywhere. I've been in Vegas for 17 years.
I'll talk to you about that sometime.
Yeah. But anyways, this is comprehensive flight data.
Right.
So the plane is not in question.
Right. So
and it's not in question. There was nothing tagged, nothing squawking on transponder.
So you're driving along with the family in the car, the kids. You see something, you jump out and you record it?
No, I'm driving because I just love breaking the law. But yeah,
Did you put it on? Hopefully, FSD is a great thing to have.
You're going to give me a ticket, Bessler.
No, I'm just saying. FSD is a great thing to have.
Statute of limitations, Metro. Calm down. Yeah, I filmed it from my car at first. Come on.
I can.
It was important.
Promise he does not turn you in for any traffic violation.
God, dude. You're paying the.
I've seen enough of those go astray from Midwest Safety on YouTube. It's your channel.
Right. The clips are short, but pay attention. If you're paying the one that shows the bottom, is that what we're watching right now?
Well, we've got two orbs. We've got a little itty bitty plane in the center.
So you're already seeing something, right?
And that's, what is it, a 737?
I think it was an Embraer jet. You can go back to the AWS. Maybe I'm wrong.
I've got it right here.
It shows the jet on it. It's right there.
Airlines. Here we go. Let me zoom out of that.
That's the aircraft. Like there's no question what we're looking at. None.
If it's an Embraer, then it would be a regional jet, smaller.
Well, it shows it, but it doesn't give me the details on specifically.
You could pull up the data. I had it all, dude. Like I have more shit. It's actually at the bottom right there. Pull it up. Pull the screen up. Pull the screen up more. Embraer 8175LR. So if you could, like it's literally timestamped with UTC flight following radar. You guys, like you can't BS this.
No, you can't. That's why I'm trying to bring it up and show it so we can,
this is the most documented triangulated orb viewing in history, and no one cares. That's the funniest part. But go ahead.
That was actually a story I read today. Why people don't care about all this information about UFOs. Yeah. Good research. All right, so let's get back to it. Now we've got the plane. Now, for reference, although it's going to be in a couple different clips, there's one here, there's one over here, and
there's one
right
above.
off the top of the screen, there's a third one.
Correct.
But it only shows for a couple frames.
And one frame or two frames.
Yeah, you see it for a little bit. It pulls back because I've gone through this frame by frame.
You know what it suspiciously looked like? So I can give them a plug, right? It looked like the MH video. Like mofo, it looked like it did.
Oh, don't even go there.
It did. Oh my God. 100%. And I know that's not what it is, but 100% did. It 100% did. You're never going to hear it. When Ashton sees your video tonight, he's going to lose his shit. But go ahead.
Son of a bitch, Mike.
The exact formation, bro. The exact formation.
But you know what? This plane isn't in it. These dots would have to be in something, and it's a visual anomaly that it looks similar to what Ashton happened, but they weren't swirling and going fast.
No, they were not. They were locked in triangular formation, for sure. For sure. But it was the same. I'm an asshole. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So let's go back and let's just play this video. If we just watch it, you can see that you're
this
just
is the original, so no modification whatsoever.
No, it's the original clips that I've got.
Yes.
Here from when you first took them.
And then I did some enhancements for you guys to see better, but it's clearly labeled when they're enhanced.
So
you'll see when the enhancements.
At oh God, that would be at 6:50 p.m. Yeah, 5:50 p.m. Right below it, and another one way the fuck out there at 3 o'clock. Now, which is interesting, is as the plane is moving, all of a sudden we're getting a quick movement away from the plane, which could then maybe mean what we're seeing here, because it's either they're moving at a, wait, that's going backwards. They're closer. Now, are you turning the camera at all when you're watching? Is it, or it's just
no? In
you're
this
driving
first
down
clip,
the road?
Well, this first clip, I'm actually paused at a stoplight. So this is there's no parallax here. This is at a stoplight going on about Blue Diamond, if you know Las Vegas.
Right. But as we're watching it, there's the distance between this one and the closest one.
I'm not moving here.
I know, is getting farther. That's what I'm just trying to show out, which could mean that these are closer to the object in the, you know, they're closer to you than they are the object. Sorry, I used to make 2D video games.
I'm open to it. I don't know what it is. So that's why we're here.
No, but that's now you zooming in.
Mm-hmm.
You see the white? Can you see those two orbs behind the airplane? You see the white? You see those
Everybody's going, they can't see shit. Just wait. You're going to see in a minute.
Who's saying they can't see shit?
You in the chat.
Right, in the chat.
Just watch.
All right. Sorry, I forget there's people who can see what we're dealing with here. I'll zoom out and do my usual stuff. So
I do video enhancements for you to see, but I declare what the enhancement is, so you know what it is.
And I will actively recenter it so you can see it. So let me go back to the start of this. So there's a plane out there that he's looking at the very start. It's right off to the right. He zooms
you just want to play the whole
it.
thing and then go back and analyze it? Because I go through it.
And I just keep on modifying it. There's this object there, but if you go all the way to the right a bunch more, there's another object. So over here on the screen, you can see now on your cell phone or smaller screen, we've got a plane. We've got one thing behind it, and then there's another thing that's behind it. And Mike only saw two of these things as he was talking about it. But when I reviewed this footage back in 2004, there was 3 things that everyone's confirmed at this point. So let's continue on. Get back to the object. So now it looks like he's going to go ahead and they're getting farther apart. So I got to zoom out a little bit more. Let's go to zoom. Got the object. Let me zoom out a little bit more.
You see the white?
So it just looks like they're all getting past it now. And I think what you're doing here, Mike, is you're going ahead and screwing with the contrast and sharpness.
It shows on the bottom of the video, right? If you don't see, you're zooming in, just show the whole video.
No, I'm zooming in for everyone who's on a small screen.
Right, so if you look at the bottom, you guys, every enhancement is listed by what it is. High contrast, there will be more, so you can see better.
You see the white? You see those?
I did the work.
Orbs behind the airplane. You see the white?
There you go. Without question, the shape of the objects.
Yeah.
Orbs, not aircraft.
Look at this. There's an aircraft.
There's no tail.
It's circles.
Circles.
It's freaking circles, you guys. I slowed it down. Look at this. I did every detail you can imagine.
Wait, is this the one where there were 3 at first? There it is.
At the very top.
The very top. There it is.
See, there's the third at the top.
There it is,
finally
guys.
Pops in.
There's another one up here.
I could see it plain as day in person, but you know how cell phones are. It's just the way it was. So I tried to get it.
You've got the one at the top. as you're going down to find it. So this is like a total obtuse kind of a triangle, meaning you've got these two over here in some way to fuck out over here.
There was one to the. There was one elevated, one on the left, and one on the right. They were following like the freaking Triforce behind the aircraft, and whatever the aircraft did, they matched the speed. They would pick up or slow down, but they maintained like a couple thousand feet distance and never changed. Regardless, with the AWS flight following, we know the altitude and the velocity of the aircraft changed. The airspeed changed.
Right.
We know this by AWS, but the orbs
what is
never separated.
Refresh my mind. What is AWS again?
The aviation watch, whatever I don't know what it is. It's the freaking app.
Okay, gotcha.
It's flight following. It's like
gotcha.
AWS, flight following. AWB, whatever they call it, flight following. So look at the top. Go back. See it? You see the top? At the top?
Right here?
It was right there. If you go back a little bit. Go back a little bit. No, there's one higher in this frame. Keep going back. Keep going back slow. Keep going back.
I'll go back right now.
It's going to be at the very top of your screen. Watch. It'll be there.
Going back.
I don't know where it was. You got to find. It shows in the.
There it is again.
Okay.
But
there, top right.
Right.
That was the high
there
one.
should be two on the bottom. Where did the other one on the bottom go?
There's one horizontal to the aircraft on the right in this frame. You just can't see it because I wanted to get the one on the top. Because I kept talking about 3 orbs, but I never filmed the one up high.
No, I know it's hard to get them because they're just spread apart.
I'm a couple miles out on an iPhone. Like, what are you going to do, right? And I'm like, I need to triangulate this and at least get it in frame. So here is the second video for triangulation, Mick West, on the 215 going westbound now. Totally different angle 2 minutes later. So the original video, this one's very hard to see. You're probably not going to see it on the internet, but I do enhancements, which will show very clearly what it is.
Right here in the center?
That's one, but they're all there. Just wait a second.
If they're okay, just got to wait a little bit.
And this is a different angle of triangulation with latitude, longitude for evidence of a different angle for the size, velocity of the object. Went outside the window before somebody says it's a window artifact. I got you guys covered. I know how you guys are so negative. So it's coming back.
Oh, ignore the trolls. There's some people out there who, no matter what you say or what you do, they're never, ever gonna,
Well, here's the thing.
believe
I'll
it.
be honest. I'm not a believer. I work with some of the most advanced aircraft this nation, and they look like UFOs. I'll tell you straight up. So when I saw this, I'm like, nah. Like that's
so
not
we got
ours.
one up here again.
There you go. Yep. And wait. So this is still original. Wait till the enhancement. It's going to get better. Stay tuned.
There's 2.
Where are they, Daryl?
So this is original, unedited, untouched, raw video.
Right there, and there's 2 right there. You can see
here.
It's really hard to see. But
Yeah, there, and then down and to the left.
You're going to see it in the enhancements really clear.
Oh, okay. So he's got more coming. But right there, you can see it down to the left.
Where?
We can't see it in this frame. Maybe play it one more.
Go
right there. Right there. Stop.
Down here.
Right
there we go.
Yeah. There you go.
And there's 3. 1.
They're there, my
2,
brother.
3. Right? And
when you see watch the enhancement.
Hold on.
Makes it clear.
So, and I can't see it at the direct monitor that I'm playing it back on because of the way the brightness is
You
set.
need 4K. If you're not watching on a 4K monitor, you can't see it.
No, dude. I kick it at like 18,000 kilobits a second, which is like better than most 4K, although I'm at 1080p. The resolution I kick off is, if people are watching it live, it's really fucking good.
Well, just kick me in the dick then and play the video.
All right. We wanted to see all of them.
Well, it's going to go there.
It's coming up.
I want to finish, Tim. Why are you holding it back? So if you go down on this hand, what he's not showing you guys, it shows it's in hand contrast right now at the bottom.
And I'm running it, not Tim, but that's okay. And no, I just
it's not. Oh, it's you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I just
Got
like
it.
to
Sorry.
go. Don't worry
Anyways.
about it. Call me
Well,
an
at least
asshole.
let them
That's
know.
okay. No,
You got to let them know what I'm doing with the camera. So it's zoom high contrast. There you go.
I got you. Sorry. No, I just like, as I'm looking at stuff, going through it frame by frame, because that's kind of my thing. There you go.
Are you single? I just feel like you're single. No, I'm joking. But
Oh, no, not at all.
I'm messing with you.
No, he's married.
Oh, it's even worse. But anyways, go ahead. Go do your UFO thing, babe. I'll be over here.
Let's make it even worse.
It's
Not
like-
to a woman.
Oh, okay. That makes perfect sense.
Well, there we go. Wait. Where was it?
So now you're going to see them way clearer.
Yeah, in this one thing, you're just getting in there. We've got these two as just trying to focus.
No, yeah, there was one.
And
over
there's
there.
a third one right there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
One.
You can see it. It's all there, baby.
1, 2, 3.
They're there. They're all there, brother.
Right. 1, 2, 3. Again, it's just, even though you have it zoomed in high contrast, you still have to find the frames to bring it in.
Sure.
Great video.
And so this is a third tier, different angle looking south, Mick West, for your triangulation disqualification. I'm not hating on Mick West. I just know everybody reverts that dude, and I'm like, go ahead, tell me how this is fake.
All right.
Because it's not.
I need to return some national security. I could let this play for 30 seconds. I'd rather let it pause. Mike, what do you think of this so far? Or Daryl? This is a great conversation.
Yeah, when was this filmed, Mike? Drizzle?
May 2024.
2024.
Yeah, these orbs like this have been seen near the bases around here. I live right next to Edwards, and there's a basin near El Mirage. I can't think of the base's name, but there's a famous UFO case too, or whatever you want to call it, that they seen a metal orb floating around and moving fast. So I find these orb ones interesting, man. This is an interesting video. I like it.
And I worked at Edwards, and I worked in Nevada, and I worked in.
Is there like a secret facility in one of those mountains in Edwards that you can?
We're not going to talk about that, but
no,
talk about that. But I'll tell you this: I've never seen this before, and I worked top secret for years.
Why is that boron factory right next to Edwards too? I wonder sometimes.
Because we need soap, bro.
Gotcha.
The rocket factory, the rocket site needs soap. Shut up, TK's garage. Anyways.
We got that testing facility right there in Mojave, right next to Edwards.
There's a lot, so I'll tell you this because I'm not affiliated. There's a lot of contract dirt strips all through Southern California out in Mojave. Everybody's got them. All the missile companies, like even companies that aren't what you think are defense contractors, have defense contracts.
Oh,
like 3M and stuff. Like there's weird shit out there, dude. You'll just go down a dirt road and dudes with MP5s are there. No base, no nothing, no camo, nothing. Just, hey, you're on the wrong road, turn around. Okay. Like, there's some weird shit out there, dude. The contractors have way more authority than the military. Way more. It's crazy.
Hey, Mike, my name's Ryan. I'm a regular listener. I'd like to thank you for sharing your footage. Yeah. And you don't have to worry about anybody being negative towards it because they can just, they could just take a hike.
I just don't care. I don't make the comment. I'm here for Timmy. So like, he's like, dude, people get off on this footage.
Here
like,
have seen stuff ourselves. So
cool.
You don't have to worry about all that. Now, as far as Mick West is concerned, I wouldn't even bother with him because no matter what you show him, he's going to find a way. That's his job. He'll even alter the data to make it look to fit his.
Everybody kept saying it's Tom, not Tim. Hey, I know it's Thomas Fessler. Tim Senor is my friend that brought me on the show.
So they don't know the difference. They think you're making a mistake.
No, I'm not making a mistake. I'm talking to Tim, but I know Tom. I apologize. I'm not.
Tim always hangs out on the show, but he never shows himself or talks. So
I'll show it today, though.
I think it's clear that you saw something strange. I think it's clear you saw something strange, and that's it.
I documented it the best I could.
Don't worry about the negative people because they're just going to tear you down. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate that, buddy. I'm just here to tell the story. Hopefully, for the believers or the people that have nothing to gain from this, I'm not gaining anything. I don't care, at all. Yeah. I'm literally just here to share a legitimate verified sighting. For those of you in this community that want to see it, here you go. From somebody that knows what they're looking at, never seen it. And 3 different angles with enhancements, with metadata, with flight following. I don't think there's a lot of that out there. Just trying to give you guys something.
I have all the original move files. I have all the original stuff were different things that I got on May 11th, 2024.
Can I ask Mike a question before he jumps off? I don't know if he's going to stick around in the back chat. But...
Go ahead.
Hey, Mike, do they have like invisible blimps at Edwards? Like invisible see-through blimps at Edwards?
No.
Especially not an invisible
there's only one
blimp
portion
that would
so
be.
at Edwards Air Force Base, I'll tell you the public stuff, okay? NASA has a component there. The test squadron has a component there. Unfortunately, we lost the B-52 where the people I know responded to that, and that was a really bad thing recently. We got B-52s. They have some other stealth aircraft. I won't identify them because I'm not sure if they're there or not officially. There's other assets that are there that are transient from local bases. And there is a component of Edwards that is top secret, but every base has a component that's top secret. So I'm not saying anything that's not known. But no, we wouldn't be able to house invisible blimps. You can simply see that by the structure, and nobody's storing a subterranean blimp. So I can answer that question conclusively for you.
Yeah, so let's get back to this video.
Cool. Do you mind if I jump in with a quick question there?
No, do it, Timmy.
I go by Anonymous Rex, but I am Tim Senor. It's not really anonymous. And so, I was wondering, has there been any thoughts on maybe why there could have been interest by the EBEs or whatever this is to civilian aircraft? Is there any wonder why? Has any of us thought about? Yeah,
of course, we've talked about this many times, Tim.
Do you think it could be somebody that's on the aircraft that is perhaps of interest?
No. They're moving within the wake of gravity, reality, and everything that this plane is making as it's moving along its path. If they're within that potential wake of radar and everything else, perhaps that gives them something that can cloak their abilities. So as they're moving through in here, they can basically move undetected by trailing along by distance. It's no different than the videos that we saw here from David Mason that were recorded over his place about 15 minutes from here. And he had 737 flying overhead, going towards SeaTac for a landing. And right behind it, not that far, there was a chevron-shaped craft with a orb in tandem that was moving along, if you want to call it chasing behind that craft. So now we've got something in Vegas where we got 3 orbs and visible to the naked eye. But I tell you,
at my door real quick.
I tell you though, Mike, if you had a camera that could have seen down to negative 60 degrees Fahrenheit on from a thermal camera, you probably would have observed at least one of those chevron craft, because generally when there's orbs going around and going through it, they're not alone. There's usually one of these craft that's in tandem with them.
That's very interesting. And so, another interesting fact is that this took place at almost 10 a.m., almost exactly. It was actually 9:59 a.m. And so it seems like, that's pretty bold, I would have to say, and kind of within our purview. He was able to spot it with his eyes. So it's within our,
visual spectrum.
Visual spectrum. Thank you. And so something so bold, why do you suspect that is taking place?
What about the stuff that took place with Greg in Maryland? Stonehill, Maryland, or whatever it was called, where it was a little dot that was moving around, and when it would disappear for a 1/30th of a frame, you'd have this giant structure of all this geometry that would show up for a 30th of a second, and then it was gone. Again, that was with an orb that you could visually see, but when it went away, all this other stuff you could see that was around it. There's So that's two different instances. The one from Dave Mason, the one that Greg saw. The stuff that Greg saw was completely different from Dave, but it's that same kind of a thing. When you're seeing orbs, there may be more things along with it, and I wouldn't doubt it here. And why would they be behind the plane? Because it allows them to move around and not get detected, because the plane is already putting off a big enough echo, and anything else around it would be, potentially with how they have it, would be drowned out.
I mean, the important thing is here, this was a busy day. Yeah. There was hundreds of aircraft in the air. Also, did Timmy send you the C-130?
Come on, Tim, where's the C-130?
C-130?
Okay, so, okay. I have, okay, well, this is a whole nother thing.
Is it a C-130J gunnership, or is it just a C-130 transport?
So I don't know what it was. What I'm trying to tell you is this, and it could be unrelated, but I gathered all the facts. Yeah. At the exact moment of this occurrence, so this occurred at 7,000 to 9,000 feet. We know this from the tracking of the flight, right? This entire event.
Right.
We know for a fact that there was a C-130 at 23,000 feet traversing, and I have it on radar, flight, call sign, everything, origin and destination, from testing areas over the valley of Las Vegas during this exact occurrence. And they would have had much more advanced radar than even air traffic control at Las Vegas International. So not that it matters, but to be fully transparent, I did discover that, and I included that in what I gave in the package to Anonymous Rex.
Right. Now, here's the thing, too. Don't forget, the military has the entire planet invisible radar and other imaging stuff that they have. They can track an object the size of a grapefruit, I think, from the surface of the planet all the way out to
pretty much. Yeah, I think that's fair. Yes.
So, and don't forget as well, any of the radars and different things that we're seeing are literally just going based on transponders. It's not an actual radar sweep of the particular area. So we're getting completely filtered information. Now that ties along with this, when this had happened, Rick Doty had said he knew someone who was in traffic control that was working the tower at that time. That person was going to come on the show, but then they just went poof and vanished.
They got the same phone call I did, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
Right there off of, I won't go crazy, but over there in Henderson, we have friends.
Yeah. There you go. No, this is the first video. It's called UAP Final One.move. And I know you've got some other ones here as well. This one may show stuff a little bit differently. We can throw it in the background. When
we could talk for hours about other stuff related to this. But the last thing I'll say about that's relevant is C-130 would have had their own in-house radar that would have detected anything that was physical, not stealth, right? So just to be outside of ATC, outside of everything else, all military aircraft are equipped with that advanced radar at this point. So if there was anything there would have been a report of that. So it just kind of let you know.
Right. Something, go ahead, look the other way.
I was asked not to come on your show, not as any official act of the government, but as a friend. No, and 2 years ago when I filmed it, I was coming, I was coming on your show.
Yeah.
And I was asked, don't do it, please, as a favor. And I was like, so is it ours or not? And the next thing I know, my Google Cloud's getting freaking vaporized. So I was like, oh, so
that's fucking harassment, really.
Not in this world. You're never out. But yeah, you guys have your world, I have mine. But I'm just telling you, and it's actually almost like you would be shocked how sarcastic the most deadly people in our government are. They look at your phones and computers for fun. And the other thing I'll say is they do antagonize, and I'm not saying this as a bad way or whatever. I'm indifferent about it because I have my opinions. I'm a patriot. I believe we need to maintain technological superiority. I would never say anything that was real, expose it. So I'm only here because I know this is something I'm not familiar with, but in the broad scheme of things, there's well-documented things like the SR-71 speed test if you guys are pretty famously acquainted with that, where F-117 Nighthawks from Tonopah, well documented, they would fly bombing missions over Vegas Strip, and no one knew they existed because they wanted to see, does ATC pick us up? Does Nellis pick us up? And that's where a lot of the orbs and a lot of the UAP stuff, I believe Ryan Graves and all these other guys, I don't think they're lying. I think they were stress tested against real assets, and our assets passed.
So what about the cube?
I think it's a good sign.
What about the cube that's within a sphere that they saw at the test ranges, where there's right in their flight path, where they had to go ahead and shut down the range?
I probably know too much about that to speak about that particular thing, but
okay,
like there's other things. There's plenty of examples I could talk about.
Well, go for it.
What about I'm trying to give those examples right now. There's been, and the important thing is, like, we already have superiority over Russia and China in the air and in space. It's not close. It's not even close. I worked with SpaceX. I worked with Boeing. I worked with Blue
Origin?
Orgasm, or whatever fucking Jeff Bezos thing is. I worked with all those guys at Edwards, and they were like, dude, we're not allowed to land here. It's going to cost us like $5 billion, but we might land here because our shit's fucked up. Like, they would tell us the craziest shit, dude. Like we're trying to land in the ocean, but it gets fucked up. Please just like save the most people you can when it goes down. Like, they would tell us wild shit, dude. And so I know there's like how much does this cost? Like, there's a spectrum, there's like a sliding scale, but everybody wants to test their shit against Homeland because our stuff is better than our adversaries. We already know we could beat the S-300, the S-400. If it's like super secret, like you guys are watching what's going on in Iran, Israel, all that. You're watching shit happen in space. You've already seen low entry interceptions. I know you have. I watched it on Fox News. That stuff is 30 years old, dude. What do you think we have? So how do we test it against people that are 30 years behind us? We test it against NORAD. We test our own shit against NORAD, the Pacific Fleet, and everybody else.
Blue on blue operations that are knowingly going on.
And it's not harmful, but what are you going to do about it? Here we are with our shit. What are you going to do about it? You going to shoot it down? Go for it. And they can't. And then we're like, cool. Project moves forward.
If we have tech like this, why wouldn't we be using this in Iran right now?
Because
when we had the F-117, we unleashed it on Iraq.
Because that's conventional weapons. These are not conventional. You're talking about, be careful, non-conventional munitions. You're talking about psychology. You're talking about visual things that don't exist. Like, Alex Jones read about a lot of things, man. But like, there's stuff out there that Venezuela. I read this on the internet. I'm just going to share what I read on the internet because I'm not Delta Force. We encountered a compound with 130 highly trained commandos, fully armed to the teeth. 130. Okay. We sent in Delta Force backed by SEALs, all our best guys, right? All the dark guys in the black. Less than a few hundred rounds were fired and no one was killed. Like 3 guys got hit by random lucky shots. The guys shit themselves, bent over, and couldn't move. They didn't even need to be shot. Like, what do you think we have? Like, if it's important, we get it done.
Go ahead and read a book that's probably 20 years or older now, if not more, called Future War by Colonel John Alexander. It talks about all the non-lethal technology and weapons and different things we've been going ahead and developing. What you're talking about lies all within that domain. That was all, if you want to call initiated and started up under his command, Los Alamos National Laboratories.
So one of the craziest things to me, I won't say which companies, there is a university and 2 laboratories that are far more deadly than any component of the United States military. And they work under top secret SCI conditions because they have technology that you couldn't even dream of. Like, it's really that bad. Good for us, but bad. That's why I'm like, our policy sucks, our politicians sucks, everything sucks. We always fight each other. Our economy sucks. But at the end of the day, America is going to be the last one standing. I promise you that.
Daryl, you around or Mike?
Yeah, right here.
I was going to say about the not using them in Iran. I mean, most of these orb videos we have are from the Middle East, are from Afghanistan, are from war zones. So who's to say we aren't using them? But maybe we don't know. I mean, obviously, I don't know what the hell they do.
I have a theory, but
go.
What's your theory?
My theory is this. I think it's so all our ISR right now, in the past ISR, intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance. That's a huge part of why we have tactical advantage in the world. It started with, back in the day by getting Native Americans and moved into eventually the U-2, the SR-71, satellites, Star Wars, SDI. We've now graduated to the point now where I think, this is hypothetical because I'm not familiar with the program, so OSI, please don't kick my door down tomorrow. I'm literally just projecting here. I think it's part of our ISR program. I think we have the ability to be surface level on intelligence, and it's so they want the alien angle adopted. That's my opinion. I have no facts to support that. Just a civilian retired guy.
That would stand to be. Why wouldn't that be the case? If it's not doing anything that you can see that's lethal, then what the fuck is it doing? It must be. I would assume it's.
But if you think it's an alien orb, are you going to worry about it? You're going to be like, well, shit, that's crazy.
It's funny is nobody on the ground. You never see these orbs flying around and people pointing up at it.
Right.
So
I did literally in a video.
Well, yeah. Just you.
But you get what I mean. So I think if it's ours, it's ISR. I'm on the record saying I think I'm not a big believer in aliens per se, but there's a whole bunch of information I just got where I have to reconsider that's totally unrelated. But if this is our stuff, I think it's ISR. I don't think it's an offensive weapon.
The thing I think about every once in a while is something in Skinwalkers at the Pentagon that now famous James Lukatsky said or was told by some military higher up who said, "Don't think we don't have orbs."
I don't know. I've never seen anything like it. And like I said, I worked a lot of black objects.
Corroborates your thoughts, though, is that this general of whatever was telling this guy Lukatsky that don't think we don't have orbs. I think that was the quote.
But it goes back to what I'm saying. So I don't think everybody goes, so is Ryan Graves and all these whistleblowers, are they liars? No, I think we were just testing our shit. Because we have nobody else to test it against. We have the best stuff. So who are you going to... If NORAD or your guys...
If we're trying to recreate stuff at the levels of UFOs, we lack the material science to recreate the technology of what we've recovered.
We also have test ranges for those types of things. We also have plenty of test ranges. Each branch has very large list of places where they can go and do private stuff to, test things without interfering in everyday operations, which typically don't involve, in the branches that I was involved in, get tested by other branches and departments while we're doing our thing.
Oh, we did it all the time, brother.
I'd love to see some receipts on that.
So, Mike, here's my question. Based on your theory, do you believe, if what you're saying is true, that the 2004 Nimitz and USS Princeton encounter with the Tic Tac, that was simply ISR from our government?
Oh, I don't know about TikTok. I'm talking about the orb stuff. I don't know about that. That's separate to me. I think the Tic Tac stuff is separate from the orb stuff. I think it's pretty clearly different.
Right.
But it could still be the same methodology. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm an idiot. I just did crash rescue. I pick things up, put out burning things, whether they're test objects or not, pulled Navy SEALs off. I did a lot of stuff, dude. I'm just telling you the facts. I don't know everything, but I'm a piece of the puzzle that knows stuff that can give you hands-on information. And if there's enough of us that are going to skip the BS and get to it, my goal is just to eliminate all the BS.
And I appreciate that. But here's my question to you then, if you've been exposed to a lot of stuff. In crash and rescue, was there anything that you picked up that wasn't ours, that was anomalous?
Never.
Right.
Never. It would have looked, but it would have appeared, some of it would have appeared that way.
Well,
sure.
We've had people like David Grusch that was saying on record under oath that we have anomalous objects that were recovered by the government. Some of them were manned and some of them were not. Like they were just landed and abandoned. But if the government is in possession of truly anomalous objects that we did not create, when you were working out of Edwards, right? There wasn't a time. Yeah, you didn't run across anything truly anomalous, right?
Well, I started in Nevada and moved to Edwards, so they thought things were anomalous that I knew were not. So there's levels to this. But yeah, there was nothing I ever came across my entire career where I was like, oh, okay, I guess. Now I've seen things outside of work multiple times, such as the videos I've shared, where I'm like, that's not our shit. What is that? And I know the difference because I literally know stuff that's, coming. So like, if it's better than that, I'm like, oh boy, well, I guess I don't know everything. Better humble myself, or it's aliens. Like there's no in between. It's either I don't know everything, which of course probably nobody knows everything, but I know a lot. And so like when you're looking at technology that's already 20 years ahead, and then you see something that's 50 years ahead, you're like, holy shit, what's going on? Wow, I thought what we were doing was secretive. That's ours. Holy crap. You know what I mean? Like that kind of like real take on the moment, in the moment. Like,
well, for an example, like let's say the F-47, that's the next sixth generation fighter that we're going to be releasing publicly. But it came out that platform, that F-47 prototype, has already been flying for 5 years. So we are ahead of what comes out, at least as far as research and development.
So there's a lot of hyperbole, starting with Kelly Johnson and Lockheed from the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Oh, of course.
And I'll tell you, I'm going to tell you an actual number because it has nothing to do with my classification or my project. I'm going to tell you guys a real number right now.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
An actual number I witnessed for an asset and development from start to finish was 18 years. And when they finally, meaning it was flying fully functionally 18 years before it was announced. I know for a fact.
That's my personal F-117.
No, I'm not that old. I'm 47. Okay. I'm talking about other assets that are newer. We have other assets. So
like this,
the turnaround from something that's real,
like this from Northrop,
not going to go there. My thing is this: the turnaround from flying. Not an idea on the design board, by the way. A flying, operating, and nobody knows it's already flying is about 18 or 20 years. From when it's like, hey, we're going to make this. We're going to build this next year. That's what they'll do. We're going to build this next year. Here's the contract awarded. When they award the contract, it's been flying 20 years. That's basically how it goes. So when people say 50 years, we're going to Mars, we're doing all this stuff, we might be with space assets. I'm not that familiar with space assets. I've barely seen satellite type stuff in my experience. But like with air assets, it's about 20 years from the time. If they say we're building it next year, they had it 20 years ago. That's basically and Anduril and companies that are doing it cheaper and quickly now. They're like Elon Musk. They are they're actually expediting that timeline. I could foresee a 5-year concept, the deployment future going now between AI with development technology, chips and everything else, 2 nanometer chips. Like we could absolutely be 5-year development projects. But historically, it was probably, if you were in the 1940s and you take a bunch of German scientists and you create nuclear weapons, space travel and all that from that, it might be 100 years in the future to you, right?
Right.
But in a world now where information is on your phone, I have the same information a physicist had 50 years ago in a second. And so the development doesn't take 50 or 100 years. That's overstated. But the scary part is how fast it's accelerating.
What do you make, Mike?
I got a couple questions.
Have you seen, as far as
Well,
the
Daryl was trying to
humanoid?
jump in for a second, I think.
Go ahead,
Well,
Daryl.
and Sirp already had his hand up, so.
No, I saw that. So. Go ahead, sir.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Two questions. One, do you know if do we have other propulsion systems that you're aware of besides the stuff that the general public knows about, like I don't know, anti-gravitational stuff or stuff that involves like magnetic poles?
If I had discovered that during the SCI program, I don't think I'd be talking about it on YouTube. But no, I'm not aware, sir.
You're not aware. All right. Let me think. How else can I ask this? Trying to get you.
I will tell you, I have a nuclear friend who works in the nuclear world who, and this is completely non-military civilian. I have a nuclear friend who actually works on the UN. He reports to the UN for like civilian applications of nuclear energy. And he knows where I've worked and drinking. He's told me things and he goes, dude, we were like so close. If we haven't done it, I would be shocked. And he told me that 10 years ago. And so that's on the civilian side.
Let me ask you like this. Let me ask you a question this way. If you came across during a recovery, if you came across, theoretically speaking, if you came across an airplane or a jet that crashed that had anti-gravitational propulsion system on it, would you be surprised? Would you be like, oh man, that's alien? Or would you be like, that's probably our stuff?
I'd be surprised because I get a PowerPoint of every craft that's made. So here's the funny part. Everybody's like, this is why I have trouble with Grusch, Elizondo. No, I'm not shitting on those guys, but this is why I have trouble. They're reading files. They're hearing things. If you go to a site, let's just say, I want to be safe here. Let's say there's a national security site where they test aircraft. And there's 10 different defense contractors. They're all flying their newest secret aircraft, right? You could have a site where it's so compartmentalized, nobody knows what anybody else is doing. The support staff, the fueling trucks, don't know what's in each hangar. You know who does? The guys that have to go pick up every single aircraft. They have to give you a briefing. This is how to recover it. This is what the elements are. This is what the expectation is when you get there.
It's called safety first, Mike, isn't it? Basically,
it's not even that.
Well, if you're going to have to recover something and deal with something, you need to know from a
we need to know
hazardous
the
material
fuel loads.
standpoint of what you're dealing with.
Correct.
Yeah,
so every single person
first.
every single person that's a crash recovery specialist is a paramedic, your hazardous materials technician or higher. You have to have so much training on so many things because anyways, the long story short is if you're going to kidnap somebody, don't kidnap the scientist that works on one project. Kidnap the guy that picks up every aircraft that crashes over the test site.
So let me ask you this. If you see an aircraft going super fast, like one of the 5 observables is instant acceleration, and someone said, all right, you've seen that. Now you have to bet with your life, and if you're wrong, you lose your life. Is that alien tech or is that our tech? Based on what you know right now.
Which is basically going from 0 to 56,000 miles per hour at a snap of of your fingers.
If you would have asked me this question 6 months ago, I would have said, without question, it's ours. But I don't know about it. Because
what's happening in 6 months?
All right. Thank you.
I discovered.
Appreciate it.
No, I'm being honest with you. If you asked me 6 months ago, I said 99% there's no such thing as aliens.
What's happening?
Now I'm about 95%.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this about your video. What do you think these are? I mean, if you don't believe that they're,
he said it. ISR.
I think it's ISR.
But because are they really going to put shit like that around commercial vehicles?
Yeah, that's what they say. It's commercial airspace.
No. Fuck no.
What the hell is ISR? What the hell is ISR without having to look it up?
Fucking jail for doing that shit. Because
what's ISR, Mike? What's ISR?
Surveillance
and reconnaissance, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's the military term acronym.
Yeah. So Mike Drizzle, you wouldn't think that they'd be flying that there, would you?
I wouldn't think so. No, that's why I took the video, sir.
Yeah. So what do you think it is? You think it's just like some crazy Elon Musk with trying to?
I would not be if I was absolutely certain of the outcome of this video. One of two things would have happened. I would shut the hell up forever if it was ours and I knew it, because I'm a patriot.
I guess
or I'm being honest. Or the second part is, I would have been selling this video for millions of dollars knowing it wasn't. I don't know.
Mike,
That's
really
it.
quick, you think this sighting could have anything to do with national security?
I think the potential.
Just a joke. Keep going, Mike.
Continue. No, I'm serious. It's a serious question.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's why we're here. I don't know. I'm usually certain. Tim Senor will tell you, have I not nailed 99.9% of every single conflict, from the biggest thing to the balloons? Have I not told you the exact aircraft, the armament, the altitude that they would be shot down before it happened? Did I not do that?
Yeah, I enjoyed those little insider.
So
texts
clearly I
that
know what
get.
I'm talking about. I don't know what the hell this was, so I took a video, and it's caused me a shitstorm for like 2 years, but here we are. And no one's going to care, and that's fine. Audience, make your interpretation, but you have one more thing to throw in the heat. I don't care.
Last question from me, at least before now, because I am out of national security.
Oh, you need a refill, my friend. Well, you just said it. So.
I'm going to grab another one. We're good.
The question is, Mike, have you had something that's happened to you that has given you this pause? I mean, you made mention of some intelligence agency. If you're listening, I'm talking about this. Have you had some interaction with these agencies that is causing more attention to that?
I have a good relation. So here's the thing. Once you get a top secret SCI clearance, you can retire it, you can get out, but you're sworn to not talk about the program, which I've never, ever mentioned my programs, ever. But if you get close, they know who we are. And so, like, when something like this, hey, buddy, as a favor, would you not go on that YouTube show today? Like, they have no say. But usually if you're asked to not do something, you don't do it. And they're like, wait on this, do this, whatever, because they have their reasons. I don't care if it's OSI, NSA, CIA, it doesn't matter. If you're a patriot, you want to do the right thing, right? And I am. I don't want to expose if this is our technology, I feel like an asshole right now. But like, it doesn't seem like it to me. So I'm like, whatever. I'm in Vegas. Yeah. I'm going to show the video. It has nothing.
Have you been asked not to come on a show or this show?
2 years ago, I was. That's why I didn't do it 2 years ago. Yeah.
This show?
Yeah. This show.
That's right.
Did they identify who they were?
Well, I know who called me. Yeah.
Okay.
And it wasn't threatening. It wasn't mean. It wasn't, if you do this, you're dead. It was, hey, buddy, can you do us a favor?
It sounds like you're about to go on there. You know, that wouldn't be a good idea right now.
By the way,
they literally said, hey, wait a second. They literally said, can you wait on this? And I said, and the first thing I said, oh, so it's ours? And he goes, shut the F up, dude. Like, I was like, all right. So, but then it went on, and I asked again, and I go, hey, I'm going to talk about this video. They're like, yeah, we don't care anymore. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, so that's literally it. I'm a patriot. I will lie to the world to protect my nation, my family, my children, and my citizens. I'll say that straight up. I've said that from day one to Tim. If it's something weird that's not under the purview and I'm not briefed on it, I'm gonna be like, fuck, what is that? Like, I don't care, dude. Like, I'm a real one. So that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah.
All right, I have to refill my national security. I actually have one question.
I did that before, and I downgraded. So. Same vodka, but I'm at a what do you call it? Vodka orange juice. It works. Let's get to it. Ryan, your hand is up.
All I wanted to say is for you to consider is that they saw these same things that you saw, similar things in the 40s, and they called them Foo Fighters. So they've been what you saw.
Good point. And they saw them during the daytime, and they were silver balls when they saw them during the daytime. They glowed it in the evening.
So I'm not trying to promote the ATH hypothesis. I'm just bringing that up. Well,
you're just trying to normalize and come up with explanations that align with our, knowledge and what's gone on in the past. That's a great point, Ryan.
So yeah, but just something to consider, that these things behave like, to me, they look like they behave like Foo Fighters.
Well, they're just kind of following along. It looks like they're following along with the craft, but after a bit, it seems like the craft kind of moved along, and these things kept on doing their thing. So,
they kind of dispersed, if you will, over time. And I don't know. I mean, it's pretty clear. The things that are clear are the flight path. Nothing was on radar. Nothing was squawking. No drones were approved. They're too big to be drones. They were too fast to move, and they would have had to be flying at 9,000 feet at 400 to 450 knots. Yeah. What drones do that in formation that you're aware of?
No, they don't.
That's literally, you cannot question that. It's not questionable. That's what happened. So then it just becomes who they belong to. There is no question watching that video that those were 400 knot, 9,000 foot drones.
Honestly, by how the plane is moving and how they're there close for a bit, and then how it kind of, as the plane keeps moving in its own direction, they were with the plane there for a bit, but then as the plane kept on moving, we kept on seeing the distance, the variable of the plane itself, and the actual object getting greater and greater as time went on.
Maybe they weren't following the plane. Right. Maybe they just happened to be doing whatever formation
doing,
sequence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But either way, they're still there. That's the thing.
I'm open to that, brother. I'm open to it.
Yeah.
I gave you guys the video so you could solve it. I don't have a claim. I don't make content on this. I just gave you the videos.
No, we're all here to talk about our audiences, everyone in the back, you and the whole thing. And it's just, you're the one who's got the story, everything that's going on. And I'm sure more than anybody else, you want to know what the fuck is going on with what you captured. Because
it was weird, dude. There's only one event. There was only one event in like 15 years of living in Vegas that I saw where I looked at something, and I had another person that worked with me at a sensitive area, and we were driving to the sensitive area, and we're looking at each other, and we saw something together, and we're like, okay, they're doing shit we don't know about, but where is it? Because we've been everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. And then more than like, and so it's like, where the hell did this
I got a brief one for you. Just a brief one. What drew your attention as you're driving to the sky and made you, so sure that this was something else in that moment?
Because the three orbs or whatever assets, whatever they are, they stayed in formation for more than 20, 30 seconds.
So you
could have been one object.
You could
if
clearly
it had
see
been
what's
one
going
object, or they are moving different ways, I'd be like, "Oh, that's two airplanes and a balloon, or that's a drone and two aircraft." They were intelligently following for several minutes in the beginning.
So was it a couple? Was it 20 seconds or a couple 3 minutes?
When I observed it, I saw it right away, and then I noticed there was 3, and then I noticed they maintained distance.
Right.
Within reason, they adjusted, but the more important thing that caught my eye was that they stayed in their triangular
so
formation.
So after you saw this stuff for a bit, you're like, shit, let me get my phone up and go ahead and record it, because you're
thinking about a guy that worked for the Air Force for 20 plus years doing projects. Like, yeah, I definitely paid attention.
Yeah.
It caught my eye. That's not something normal. Normally, even if they are testing assets against ourselves or civilians or whatever, not in a nefarious or bad way, but like legitimate testing, they do it at super high altitude. They're never coming close. You know what I mean? To like danger or any, they're not going to take that liability. So this would have been breaking so many protocols if it was one of our tests. Like, I can't even, it was so outside the scope of any SOP that I've ever seen, and I've seen all of them as far as testing.
What is that?
Standard operating procedure.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So like when you do anything in the military or even as a civilian testing in the military, Everything's laid out. You know, it's insane, dude. You know the time the door opens. You know the pound of fuel it takes. You know when it takes off. You know the code. You know the degrees above the horizon I can pull on my night vision. Like, it's crazy how detailed it is. So there's no accidents when they're testing something. It might be crazy, but it's completely planned and organized chaos when they do it.
Is it common for the contractors, like, to be testing their stuff without, like, against our military or Air Force?
No. They work hand in hand. So every military base in the world, even if they're not a test base, there's some aspect that's top secret where they understand what's in their area, no matter what. Even if they don't have a runway, you know it's flying over your base. Fort Irwin is a huge one. That's always comes up.
Yes, I'd have to say really quick, Mike, you've heard of Ashton Forbes for the longest time, but yeah.
Did you do the work over at Roswell?
Where's that?
Well,
go ahead. I'm sorry. Have you done any work over at Roswell?
No, I've been to Roswell, but I was there as a civilian, not official. Okay. And it was funny when I went down there. Yeah, we had a good time and a good laugh. But yeah, that was not something I've ever been part of.
Okay. So, Mike, let me ask you real quick. You said that you had the ability to know if something came down, what it was, and you were aware and familiar with what those objects could be based on your experience. Right. So back in February of 2024 over Dead Horse, Alaska, we shot down 3 objects. You remember that?
How about the balloon incursions?
Well, no, we had one over Dead Horse, Alaska. We had another one over the Yukon, and then we had one that was over Maelstrom Air Force Base that was later shot down by over Lake Huron. But the only video images we got of that meant anything came from Canada, which actually gave you like a horseshoe-shaped craft that clearly wasn't a balloon.
Well, I went on, not to plug another show, and they brought me on in real time when those events were happening. And I told them exactly what would happen, which aircraft would shoot them down, at what altitude, what armament, and then it turned out to be true.
Oh, wow.
So
I guess it wasn't our show. Because we had all the people watching us back then.
So, and it's not, they had, Tim will tell you this. I went on and because my friends were doing the targeting. I have friends that are targeting Iran right now, and they're like, hey, watch, the power's about to go out or whatever. Anyways, I digress. But it's, all that stuff was terrestrial, all of it, 100%. I won't go into what or why or how I know, but 100% of all of those incursions were terrestrial man-made craft. Wow. And most of them were not American, obviously. That's why they were shot down. But there was no question of alien participation in that. But the reason it wasn't reported, in my opinion, is because some of those craft had capability that if civilians found out what they could have done, and I'm not saying like nukes and stuff like that, but other things they could have done nefarious, it would have been looked upon by the administration as a failure, and they probably covered it up. That's my opinion.
It was a failure by the administration because at that time, when NORAD was talking publicly to the news media outlets, they said that the reason they didn't initially pick those objects up were because they only had filters that would only pick up intercontinental ballistic missiles that were moving at a high rate of speed.
There was a lot of deficient
here's the object that was shot down over Lake Huron that was initially imaged over Maelstrom Air Force Base.
Yeah.
I knew Mike would be laughing about this one.
Is that supposed to be like a balloon type?
I'll just tell you this.
Does it look like any balloon you've ever seen?
No, of course not. I mean, it's terrestrial. 100%.
A horseshoe. Yeah, it's got to be it. It's got to be it.
I'm just none of those are in question.
Through a different lens.
Looks like Pac-Man.
Yeah.
It does.
I just sent you a picture of dots in the sky and said it might be aliens, and I'm also telling you these are all man-made.
So what then, in your opinion, tell me, what do you think those objects were? Drones?
I know exactly what they are, and I can't tell you. Sorry.
Okay, well, that's fine.
But they're man-made.
Well, you know, those same orbs are the same orbs also are the ones said to make the crop circles.
Oh my God. No.
That's a.
There's
I
no
would love to
tie
see that
between those
video.
at all.
No.
Whatever you've got, man, you're not sharing it with me. I protest.
But what was interesting at that time, because again, like Thomas said, we were covering this from beginning to end the entire time. NORAD said that when they altered the filter to allow for slower moving objects, these things, they were picking it up all over North America. And it was because of how they had the filter set to ignore anything below a certain speed.
And what they found out, and I'll tell you guys a little backstory or prologue. Is it prologue or epilogue? The one after effect? Epilogue?
Epilogue.
Epilogue.
Anyways, and this is just hearsay. Okay. Trust me, bro. But I heard after the fact, there was like 20 different things they found. And they're like, and it didn't make, they're like, if it doesn't make the news, we're not reporting, we're just getting rid of it. They got caught with their pants down and they didn't want the story out. But it was all man-made. It's not alien. They handled all of it. That was what I got told, hearsay. So, and I trust my hearsay over what I read on social media.
Well, I believe that the government also put a statement out around that time stating that the objects were metallic and that there might be a private company that could have been operating these things that got shot down. And if so, they wanted these people to come forward with any information that they had about it, which the public found very odd because they would, why would the government make a plea like that? And if they have no clue as to what it is and they think somebody can come forward, they should have known damn well what it is that they were shooting down. Now, you knew they shot them down. And with
my understanding is I told people that on SOR, the exact weapon that would be done the night it happened, and then it happened. And they were like, what?
AIM-9X is what they use to bring these objects down.
So, but it's also important to understand that even weather balloons have metallic aspects to them. So lots of things can be locked on. So just to be clear.
Lots of payload.
Yeah, but the
anything metal can be pretty easily. And now they have visual acuity weapons. So like if something doesn't show up, even if it's visual, infrared, regular vision, whatever 400 filters they throw on it, now you can lock onto a visual with the weapons. It's not like the old days. In the old days, it was like heat seeking or radar seeking, right? Now there's visual weapons that you can acquire targets with.
And the New Jersey drones, Mike, what can you not tell us they were?
I made a whole video on my channel, on my YouTube channel about it. Actually, it's still up.
I did too.
So, who do you think it was?
It was us.
You think that was us?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
What about there's some pictures shown during that time period when those drones up there that they were also showing orbs and shape-shifting orbs. Go ahead.
When an object is further away from you, visually it'll appear as a single object. As it gets closer and there's more resolution from what you can detect, that thing will go from a single sphere to something with more lights and everything else, because now that light has spread out more and you can see what's really going on. That's the biggest bullshit story that people have brought out there time and time again, is that, wow, it'll transform from an orb into a plane. It's because, well, that's how your eyes work.
So, Mike, what were they looking for?
Yeah, so Jay, you have your hand up. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, I was just gonna totally agree with Mike there as far as the as far as everything's going with that, because it's like he says, when you're looking at it at night, your phone is trying to focus in on this light that it has off in the distance, and it's going to focus in on it. And once that light gets closer to you, it's going to focus in better, and then you're going to see the more objects as it comes in. You are 100% correct on that.
Yeah, just go to any airport to the runway that everybody's landing on, and at night, and watch the white orbs turn into airplanes.
I hurts my feelings. I got called illiterate.
A what?
One of the comments said I'm illiterate and I want to be a UFO expert. I'm more sad about being illiterate right now.
Just
I like
ignore
I
the
like
trolls.
good trolling. No, I like good trolling. I'm a troll myself. Illiterate?
So Mike Dizzle, I think I got shut down. Mike Dizzle, I think I got shut down. By the way, does anybody call you Doc because your initials are MD?
All the time.
So Doc,
actually, they just call me ugly because I'm ginger. So,
so Doc, what were the New Jersey drones?
Contractor testing and everything that I found out, but I don't know. I wasn't there. If I was lied to, sure. But
don't you think they're doing reconnaissance of some sort?
No, they were testing. So what I heard, and I put this in my video. So I have a friend that works for the Coast. I have a friend high up in the Coast Guard. And there was a real world threat for nuclear material on the East Coast in that time for the ports.
Yeah.
And they had to deploy an unreleased asset, which was drones.
Yeah.
And if you look at some of the ones that were confirmed, we know for 100% they observably match nuclear sniffing drones, and there could be variations of that, but I think they went all out to ensure those ports were clear. And that's why people ask me all the time, if we have lasers and we have blue beam and we have all this stuff, why don't we use it every day? Because they literally say that the reason they read your iMessages, the reason they read you have no privacy, and it happens every day, is they're not going to tell you they can until you threaten to nuke our country or something that's really on that level.
So they're out there sniffing for something.
They will deploy every asset. Yeah. They will deploy every asset measure to prevent a nuclear weapon. You could murder your neighbor and they won't expose you. But if there's a nuke, they will do it.
Tell him to tell me not to ask any more questions.
No, it was somebody else. That was my friend Tom back from Illinois land.
No.
Oh, okay.
They will. The United States. People always ask, "What's the line?" Nuclear weapons is the line. Yeah. Right now, it could be lowered, but right now, that's
something dirty that they thought was going to come into the the East Coast 100%. And get to Washington D.C. for the inauguration.
And they actually had something similar 3 years ago in Long Beach port when the port was. They were worried about hypersonic missile nukes from China, and they actually deployed a lot of drones for that.
Yeah. But so you would say it was probably the concern was. What would you call it? Maybe national security. All right.
There we go.
Plinky, plinky.
There you go.
Chink, chink, chink.
There you go.
There you go. There you go.
I'm 99% confident that from speaking to my Coast Guard buddy out there, I got a buddy at McGuire. I got friends all around. They all told me,
Mike, these things are moving on a grid platform from section to section to section. They come out at a certain time of the night, go ahead, look back and forth, and they were going over different parts, and they were looking for something.
It was grid. It was all grid search.
Yeah.
What about the time that they were swarming these drones? A Coast Guard cutter and chased it for a lengthy period of time.
Chase me, dude. I'll walk outside. Are you gonna chase me? What are you gonna?
We were literally
I'll stand there and watch
that show. We were literally live on that show that day that happened, and we watched the report. And over again, they reported that the Coast Guard cutter was chased by these UFOs.
Yes.
That was facts.
Drones, right?
Facts, dude.
There was also a sighting. There was also a sighting at one of the nuclear facilities too.
I got a question, Mike. Airports also getting impacted in hospitals.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, that's
what he just said is important. What he just said is important. There was a sighting at a nuclear facility, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
So if you have a drone, top flight of the world, super secret drone, that's job is to detect nuclear material, would you not calibrate it over a nuclear facility before you send it on a grid search?
Absolutely not, because the nuclear facility has a no-fly zone. Permit TFR, can't fly over. Nobody.
Okay.
I got a question for Mike. I don't know if you're familiar with Dylan Borland, the whistleblower, Dylan Borland. I'm probably
that dude's crazy as hell.
Okay, you know of his story, right?
I've heard this story as wild.
Okay, so based on what you've seen, all right, based on what you've seen during your crash retrievals, or maybe you've seen at your bases, is what he described? Is what he described? Does that sound like something you've seen before?
No.
So you've never seen that before?
No.
All right. But if you
and
have
not
seen
only
it before,
that,
would you be allowed to say?
Not only that, the shit he says is so wild. And here's the thing: you guys want me to destroy whistleblowers? Bring me back on the show with them. And here's how I'm going to do it: I'm not going to ask them what they saw. You know how you destroy a whistleblower? Someone thinks they know shit. I'm going to ask them about the chow hall. I'm going to ask them about the gate. I'm going to ask them about where they slept. They're going to say they're there. Tell me about it. I'm going to know they're lying, and it's going to be a story they don't know how to lie about. You don't ask them what they saw. You ask them the process, and that's what will expose them as liars.
He said that he was in the medical facility with a broken
and then
leg.
to take a smoke.
Yeah, what's the name of it? What's the name of it?
Oh, he didn't mention it.
Oh, tell me. I'll find out. I'll let you know. It's simple as that, bro. You either know or you don't know. What's the name of the airfield? Oh, it's this or that. No, what's it really called for if you work there? You're saying that all the names these whistleblowers are using are not the real names. They're all lying. If you actually know.
He said there was a NASA hangar on the base.
And what was the number of that hangar?
I don't. He didn't say.
I'll tell you if it's real.
Good to know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can find this stuff out. Because even if I don't know it personally, I know somebody that does, and I'll find out. I'll just be like, yo, cap or not, and they'll tell me.
Mike, were you allowed to have social media when you had your clearances?
Yes, and I got yelled at all the time for posting stupid shit. But most of it was because I was just an asshole, not related to where I worked.
Gotcha.
There was nothing of national security that he posted.
Well, I know my stepfather works at Skunk Works, and with his clearances, he's not even allowed to have a LinkedIn.
Really?
If you can't tell after talking to me for an hour that no one would ever believe a word I say, they weren't worried about it.
Right.
I was just curious.
So, Mark, I see you have your hand up. You have a question?
Yeah, I was wondering if there was nuclear materials around, why wasn't World War III declared? Why wouldn't it be a national emergency?
You don't want people to know that's going on.
No,
and people are going to freak out. Shit's going to happen. And if
but
there's a
I know we always
going on,
say that, but I think people want to know if their lives are in
just
danger.
like
I think we can handle it.
would wanted to know that the president had a threat against his life, and they took him off the flight in a fucking food container, moved him to a different one and get out there, and they left the press on the flight, even though they knew it was a threat. Sometimes you can't let people know about everything. It's just reality.
That's a weird reality. It's like you would think they would let the people know it's a real nuclear threat. So if a nuclear bomb goes off and 1 million people die,
and if people find out that they know, that we know, that they know and what's going on, that may prompt them to go ahead and fucking set it off. So in the name of letting everybody know, do you think you want to fucking set off a nuke just so everybody can know?
I don't think we're at war with China or Russia. We trade with them every day. We do business with them every day.
It was somebody else that may have had some nuclear material coming in.
We work with these people every day. They're not trying to kill us. I think we need to, it's that paranoia.
If there was nuclear material that someone brought in, I didn't bring up fucking China or fucking Russia or anybody else. I said if there was nuclear material that was brought in, we wanted to try and figure out what the fuck it was and deal with it. Because if we said, hey, look, we're looking for nuclear material, those fucking idiots could go kaboom! And there you go. Because there's
never been a nuclear weapon dropped except by us. I don't think anybody's trying to destroy themselves. I think people want to live.
Oh, God, okay. There we go.
You guys want to hear something crazy?
Yeah, please go for it.
So you talked about who we trust, who's our friends. This is an absolute fact. So when you're in a high program, everybody, we have allies, we have whatever, and there's like a big... I'm not going to go with politics, okay?
Yeah.
This is not political. This is a fact. when you're in a high program and you're really in the shit, they're like, hey, here's the list of nations we're watching out for, right? Like bad actors, people that are going to fucking try to social engineer you, girls that are going to fuck you at the bar and try to get information. Like they tell you, they get a full briefing from OSI on this shit. You know what the countries on the list are? And you're like, okay, North Korea, Iran, sure. You know who is on the list of Israel? France. France is on the list.
Yeah.
They're like, they do the most dirt. And I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, why do you think Austria and UK are the only people we actually trust? It was crazy, dude. When I found out, they're like, yeah, Israel, don't trust Israelis, don't trust French. I got a kick out of that. Anyways, go back to what you're saying, but they're literally in like a full security briefing when you're at the highest levels. Don't mess with anybody from those places.
Yeah.
I just actually had a quick question. I wanted to loop back to the video that you brought today. Now, at the time, part of the package I got was the tower chatter. And I found that was actually some of the most compelling data that was included in your sighting. And I was wondering, could you just give a brief synopsis of what that tower chatter was?
I don't have it in front of me. Do you have it?
Well, I mean, yeah, no, it was basically confirmation from a third party.
So there was an American, I think it was American Airlines behind them.
Go.
They were coming in from the south, from like Utah, and there was a comment about close following and requesting. I sent some of it to you. I don't have it in front of me right now. Obviously, I'm on a cell phone. There was some conversation, and I believe it was censored, but there was some conversation with ATC at Vegas International. I don't know if they're calling it McCarran or Harry. I hate the fact that it should just be Las Vegas International. Can we agree on that? But anyways, they changed the airport name. But there was an ATC conversation with the aircraft that was following right behind coming in on approach. And there was some mention of, hey, is there anything we should be looking out for? And they cleared them in. They're like, no, you're good. And they're like, okay, because we kind of like noticed aircraft in that space. So they didn't say orbs, they didn't say whatever. They alluded to it. And this is what Doty was talking about. And I know Doty's a controversial dude. And it was weird because I know somebody who knows him, and he's like, that guy really wants to meet you. And I'm like, I bet he does. But it was like he had come out publicly at the time when we were talking about this and talked about how that ATC information was being suppressed, but he didn't have my video to go with it because my buddy was like, hey, don't post the video because Doty and all these other guys. Anyways, your community is fucking weird, dude. Like
it is weird. And
it's so weird.
Let me just so let me just go backwards a moment here and highlight something that you only just touched on. But my thing was that, yes, there was communication that this thing was confirmed by an American Airlines that was trailing these, had locked visual, made a comment, and then, like you said, it must have been censored. Yeah, there was 7 minutes of censored, dead silence, and there's nothing but silence in the transcript. And then it comes back online with confirmation from the next flight coming in.
Yeah.
So
we had the recordings, and I sent them to you live at the time.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And that was a big part of why we were like, damn, they censored this. And I think that is almost as important as anything. They either went to a silent channel and had another conversation, or literally it was deleted from the transcripts and the public files that were, always ATC always makes available. So I would love to present, that as just another solid piece of evidence that this was something else, 100%. And that there was visual confirmation on this, not just by radar, but tower conversation, and then a third party plane trailing, giving confirmation visually. So that's huge. And I didn't want to just circle away before.
No, you're right.
Laying down that, yeah.
We got kind of off track with other shit, but like on that side, you're right. There wasn't everything, all the evidence. If you look at the whole package, because I was going to put it on my channel, because I'm like, dude, UFO nerds will love this shit. And I had like a whole talking point. You guys seen Thomas, fast forward over. I had like a legit 6-minute video at one point where I introduced myself, the whole thing, and I put it on my channel where I do aviation and cars and shit. And I was like, dude, you guys won't believe this.
I
And,
have that, and you said, and I actually was shown it several times. It's just,
Okay,
it's the
yeah.
one that you said, if it's got me talking on it, don't go ahead.
Yeah,
and
there's
show
no
it.
need because I'm just setting it up the way I am now. But like, yeah, that was filmed in 2024, and it was the real situation as I saw it. And I'm sitting there like, dude, this is tripping me out, like, because I don't cover this stuff. I covered the drone stuff because I had so many people talking about it. Like, okay, I'll make a fucking video. Like, I don't care. Like, Crystal One. Yeah. So like,
I played that a bunch of times. I just skipped until the point where you were done talking, and I didn't have that going, and I just
but
basically
like,
picked it up from right there.
That's me like hours after, and my raw feedback of what happened. Like, not that it's changed, but like that was the video I was uploading to my channel of like, hey guys, I know this video sucks like quality wise, but I just wanted to get it out there that I saw the shit and it was crazy.
Of course. Yeah.
And that was it. Like, so.
Thomas, could I add something to the conversation, please?
Sure, go for it, Alice.
Oh, thank you. Hey, Mike, nice to meet you. I don't think I met you before. But, Thomas, when I first came to your show about 15 months ago or so, I had talked to you about that area of New Jersey where the drones were very heavy. They had won a contract to create and develop drones, and there was a small TV segment on it at that time.
There's a huge drone testing grounds. It's in New Jersey near that particular area where all this stuff is going on as well.
Yes, I'm just saying that I know that area developed. I'm just going with what Mike said, that area did develop a bunch of drones. They had won a major contract. I don't know if it was government or not, but that was all I wanted to add. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Good input.
Yeah. That's where it goes.
Can I ask you a question about the video?
Last one, go for it.
Have you zoomed into the color of the nights or the blue sky version of this? Is it just my interpretation of what I'm saying? Do they look like diamonds? And is that just because of the lens, the type of lens?
I mean, we're going off a 3/4-inch iPhone sensor, so we did the best we could. But
I mean, if you look at it, that's the original resolution, and then you go ahead and zoom in. That's about all you're going to get. No, they're not diamond.
Hey,
they're
Tim,
more square.
or Tom.
This isn't the part I was talking about. It's the one where you had the contrast in the blue sky.
Well, yeah, that's where he's going and creating contrast from the image itself.
But
so
it was
it's
a
being,
blue.
it's being
it was a deep blue.
additive in what's going on because of contrast and other filters you're adding to it.
It was
so I wanted to show
blue.
filters so it was easier to identify. That's all.
Yeah.
But I also showed the original to show it's there, but you got to zoom. So by adding filters, you can see it without zoom, and it's format properly.
Yeah, it's just you have that one close up of the three. It was like the three appeared in one
here's
thing.
one here where it looks a bit more diamond shape on the bottom, but you can see it's one frame where it looks diamond shape, and as you watch it frame by frame, it's kind of almost going in a tumbling kind of a motion, but that could be potentially because of the compression of the image.
Can you leave that right there for a second? Can we all agree that does not make sense for whatever the fuck that is to be that close to a civilian?
Fuck no.
Can we all agree on that?
Yeah. I agree along with that. I saw the same. I saw stuff like this, but
just
even better
over everything, whatever it is, like that's not acceptable. Like,
it shouldn't be like that. No,
you've probably already been over this, but how did you determine that the size? What is the size of the thing that you're looking at? Do you think?
Well, we have to look at the aircraft size, and then I would guesstimate it's 5% the size of that.
5%. Okay.
I mean, if we're just looking at pixel size,
yeah.
Pull up the MBR. If you want to do the math, if the MBR is, I don't know, whatever amount of feet it is, I'm guessing they're 6 feet, 10 feet max.
Steve, we're watching.
That's my guess.
Of
because if you think it's 9,000 feet up and it's 3 miles away, I'm not going to be able to discern with my eye.
Subscribe.
Thing that's
unless it's shimmering from the sun, right?
This show is tons of fun.
But if it was balloons, they wouldn't be moving 400 knots in formation.
No.
So we can cross things off the list as we go.
No, I was saying that you would still maybe see something 10 feet that's only 10 feet tall, 3 miles away.
Sure.
If it was
a reflection. And there's oftentimes in Las Vegas, we have so many reflecting solar systems, comm systems that commonly get mistaken as UFOs on the mountains all the time.
And the thing is,
I understand that.
There's no real way also to identify truly with this, what we have, the distance of the plane or the distance of the objects in relation to the plane.
Well, we know the plane. We have the plane altitude and speed within seconds. Yes. So if we're assuming that it's keeping pace, which over 3 videos and 3 minutes, it does. If a aircraft's moving 300 to 400 knots for 3 minutes, and
I need to go back.
It did pull away.
If you look at one of the original videos, over time, it does pull away. Meaning the plane is going in one direction, and these things.
But it's hundreds. It's flying hundreds of knots at 10,000 plus feet.
Yeah.
God, I need a shave. What the hell is that?
What the hell is even that?
Exactly.
God, I make the worst videos on YouTube. Holy shit.
Trust me.
No, man, you fit right in with everybody else.
That's why I do stand-up comedy and fucking other shit. I don't do this stuff.
So I'm curious, have you turned this into MUFON or the government?
No, because I already know there's something suspicious about it because my guy called me and said, don't go on the show.
Thomas, stop it. Stop.
Go back a couple. No, go back. Go back.
Damn it, stop it. Who's running this thing? Right. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going back.
But dude, look, okay, stop it there. Look at how you can see like the 4 points, right? I mean, there's a round, zoom in. Do your magic. Oh no, never mind.
See,
I
it's
thought there was something
spinning.
cool there.
It's spinning, Daryl.
You're looking at a 4K video from 4 miles out. Like you're not going to be able to resolve too much.
Yeah,
you're only resolving as much as compression allows.
Yeah, correct.
Flat out.
What we do know without question is they were cylindrical and small in nature.
Well,
it might be diamond, it might be square, it might be whatever.
They were spherical. Cylindrical
would
be like a tic-tac.
Where I do the,
we're looking at something that's more like a round object than oblong.
Correct. Go to the X-ray one. I don't think it's this video, maybe, but I think it's the other video. And I put X-ray on it. I gave it the effect, and I was using. I know, but
that's just something to go ahead and take what's there and modify the pixels.
Correct, but it shows the shape.
Yeah, but we can see what the shape is here as well. And from everything that I've seen so far, it's very short, very compact, very spherical, more than it is something that's long and cylindrical.
It's definitely not. I think we can agree. It doesn't have a fuselage.
It doesn't have a shape like a Tic Tac or a cigar or anything like that.
It does not have a fuselage of any significant size.
Or a round shape.
Correct.
How many knots was the plane going at that point?
We can look it up on the flight following. Right there, you have the video.
It's like 180, something like that. Right?
No, way faster than that. It was like 250 to 300, yeah.
Okay.
But here you can see at this point, as
so
it
under
goes on,
10,000 feet,
as we go frame by frame, the object gets farther and farther away from the overall plane.
Unless it's changed, you under 10,000 feet in Vegas, you have to be at 250 knots and over. You can exceed that after 10,000. So probably 250 knots or so.
Mm-hmm.
Well, great show, great conversation, everybody. Wow. Who would have thought?
See, here's the video I'm talking about. Those are round, dude. Zoom out. Those are round when I go into that view.
That's what I'm saying. Circular, cylindrical is like a a big propane container or a Tic Tac shape or a cigar. That's cylindrical. These things are spherical, round. Cool stuff. Anyway,
No, probably worthless. Everybody say I'm a show, but it's fine.
Hold on.
I had to share it either way.
Robert Howell, you have your hand up. Last comment.
The beginning of the UFO.
Yeah, so you still
another video.
You still got the video that I sent you from the last time we were on your show?
Not right now, my friend. I'm getting ready to shut this down.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to bring it up. I just wonder if you still kept it in your library. That's all.
Yeah, I've got it downloaded here somewhere.
Okay. Yep. Okay. You good?
Cool. All right, Mike.
Thomas?
Mike. Yes, Daryl.
Did you want to close out on a poll? I noticed a lot of people were asking for polls, and we never did one.
Go for it. Let's do it.
All right, starting now.
All right, we got one poll going in, friends, tonight. Yes, we're a little bit lacking. Mike D's orbs, are they alien made or are they human made? Let's see where audience is going to go ahead and take this now. Let me go ahead and start.
I want to see this one, honestly.
And hold on, where's that damn?
I have no idea, you guys. And I'm not going to be back on next week selling something, so this is legit. Like,
yeah.
And hey, Mike, I wanted to just jump right on. This wasn't easy for you to do. This isn't something that you've been wanting to do particularly. I really did have to kind of, push
Tim's
you
been bugging
to
me
talk
for
about
2
this.
fucking
It's not
years
easy.
to do this.
Yeah. It's not easy for him to talk about it, and he
it's
is,
good, though. We've
believe
had
it
a
or
great
not,
conversation, and he got to talk about it a lot. Trust us.
Yeah.
So
we
thank you very
we give
much,
everybody
Mike.
a fair shake.
All I'll say is this.
Yeah.
Take it for what it's worth. You're not going to see me launching a UFO channel, so I tried to be as honest with you guys and the audience as possible. I'm a regular ass dude
The
now.
only reason I'm in this isn't because it's popular. It's because the shit that happened to me for about 3 years when I was starting at the age of 5 in the Midwest.
And I've heard that story a lot, so I'm like, look, what I find myself is a lot of my experiences, and I try to help, whether it's Dave, you, or whoever, like, I'm open. My goal is to, like, get rid of the bullshit.
Yeah.
So, like, your community gets lied to so much, so I'm like, look, dude, I don't make the content. I don't benefit in any way, but every time I do a show, people are like, oh, this guy's disinfo. He's a retard, like, whatever. Like, no, I'm just telling you my experience,
like
bro.
that out there. Just let it go.
And I really don't care. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Bingo.
Just so you know, like, but I'm just letting you know. But if for those of you that actually want the shoot, everything I've said is facts. Yeah. So I hope it helps you.
I appreciate
for
it,
the people that are just dicks.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
Absolutely. On that note, I want to go ahead and thank everybody for participating in our last poll tonight.
65-35.
The only poll tonight, Daryl, 65% of our people said what you saw shown, Mike, was alien made. 1/3 of the audience, about 35%, came back and said that it's human made. It's a good mix.
And I'll drink to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Cheers, my friend.
Cheers.
Yes. Clinky.
I'm a huge bullshitter, Meta Org. I'm sure you're a fucking fine specimen of a human.
Yeah.
Come out to Vegas. I'll have a beer with you. Find out what a bullshitter.
Well, on that note, I want to thank everybody for coming out to this episode of Disclosure Time. We turn off that one music and start the next. Yes, that by the sound of that means, yes, we've reached that time of the night where I get to go and figure out where in the fuck is the chat hiding so I can go ahead and thank everybody for the wonderful super chats. All right, what have we gotten tonight? Let me take a look from the kitty. All right, got a bunch of support from our audience. Thank you very much. First one came in from the Vern Dude, the National Security. Appreciate it, my friend. EDub21. Thank you so much for the super chat. Mr. Nightman once, Mr. Nightman twice, and Mr. Nightman 3 times. Thank you very much. We appreciate the love and support. Daryl, thanks for coming out tonight. I appreciate you being here.
Thanks for having me, and thank you, Tim and Mike and Thomas, for putting all this together. Yeah. Very interesting. I always learn something when I come to Disclosure Night. This is like this is like the Disclosure Tonight Learning Center.
Yeah. Tim, thanks for coming out tonight. Thanks for being friend Mike. Thanks for being here.
My pleasure. And Tim, again, thanks for bringing Mike on.
The other Mike Dizzle.
Oh, Mike. Yeah, well, thank you for coming on, Mike. We enjoyed the conversation.
I think he may have pieced out by Elvis has left the building, I believe.
All right. On that note, thank you, Mike. Great to have you here. Thank you, everybody, for coming out to this episode of Disclosure tonight. And as we usually say, Mike, I appreciate it. And
my pleasure.
As we usually say at the end of every episode of Disclosure tonight, eyes open, no fear, be safe, everybody. But
go back back to Party City where you belong.
Absolutely. We'll catch you on the flip side. Thanks for coming out, everybody. We'll talk to you soon now. Bye-bye.